Man United with a win against Arsenal. What a disappointing performance from the boys from Arsenal. Um, as an Arsenal fan, I'm so pissed with the boys. This is not time for you to blame Mikel Arteta or anybody else but the players because they didn't turn up to the occasion. You don't need the coach to have to tell you have to win the game. You have to win less in the past 3 games in the Premier League, which is not really good at all. It's about title race, and of course Manchester City want to again. We are now 4 points off clear of Manchester City, Aston Villa, Manchester United with the banger, and of course they deserve the victory if you can look through it because the 3 chances they got, they scored from it. They were very clinical, of course, and again the players. I'm not the kind of fan who like to criticize a lot of players, but they have to call out some players like of them. And Martin Zubimendi, him alone, cost us these first 2 goals Manchester United scored. The one he gave to Brian Mbeumo that he scored, and then the second one that he was with Doku. He allowed him, was running free into the midfield. And of course, the midfield today was kind of one from for Manchester United because I actually knew they were not going to have much of the ball possession. They were going to hit us in the counter, and that's what they did. I wish they got it right. I wish I was thinking that the boys should have learned this from Manchester United against when they played against Manchester City earlier. That was last week. We should have learned from there, and because Manchester United they did what they did, what they are known for. That's their DNA on the transition football, and then they hit us on the counter, and then they break our heart. Of course, they broke the record of Arsenal conceding 3 goals on in over 3 years now. The last team who did that, who achieved that against Arsenal was Luton Town. The game ended 4-3 in a victory for Arsenal. Rice scoring the last minute win against Luton Town away from home, and Manchester United came to Emirates Stadium and break Arsenal half. So let's start from the losing team Arsenal. This is not the kind of performance if you want to win the league or perform. This is absolutely disastrous. This is not the time you would have to cope to question Mikel Arteta. He started the last starting lineup. The starting lineup was good enough to win the game, but the players did not turn up to the occasion. Fine, we were pressing, and then we get a goal. Martinez scored an own goal from Martin Odegaard. Should I say weak shot? Weak shot, yes, weak shot. And then he scored the own goal, and then Zubimendi made the mistake. Coming to going to the halftime, coming back from halftime, I was expecting them to put more effort, but instead it was Manchester United that was even in control of the game, pressing Arsenal back, and then they got the goal. Martin Zubimendi sleeping, allowing Doku to run through the midfield, and Doku scored a wonderful goal. That was a wonderful goal. The Vera has have can't save that kind of ball because no all keeper saves that kind of ball. He tried, he died, yes. And then okay, how will he react? Mkhitaryan have to react. Martinelli was not in the game. Manchester United was not in the game. Gabriel Jesus was not in the game. Tyrone Nkapi picked up a knock. He took them off. He put us in the middle of Ben White, Eberechi Eze, of course this guy, Victor Gyökeres. Eberechi Eze too, the same thing. No chance creation, no shot, no key passes. We scored from a set piece today. Yes, I know Miguel Merino would score. He has a chance to score as far as there will be a set piece. Yes, the players messed up. They didn't turn up to the occasion. That is a disaster. It's not acceptable for Arsenal as a football club. Pushing for titles, you have to win this kind of games. You are home at Emirates Stadium. You fight for the badge. You play to win the crown. To be Premier League champions, you have to prove a point. Win your game, win the game, and make a statement. You are in the Champions League, yes. We have qualified, yes. I know that. But this performance, we have been winless in the past 3 games. At Emirates Stadium, we drew 0-0 against Liverpool, a team we should have beaten. I get it that Liverpool was at their best that day, but the chances we were creating first was supposed to come back there. Same thing against Manchester United. We let them into the game. Zubimendi gave them that goal, and then they have the motivation to like, okay, yes, we can do this and push it around. They have to win Arsenal. If we continue like this, with this kind of performance we put on today at the Emirates Stadium, I'm, I'm afraid, man. sure, let me tell you, to the rival fans thinking Arsenal, we are going to bottle this league this time around. We are going to win the league. Quote me. In my match prediction and preview, I predicted Arsenal to win the game 2-0. We scored the 2 goals, yes, but we conceded 3. This is absolutely unacceptable for a club like Arsenal at the standard right now that we are. We can't continue like this. The players need to turn up. Bukayo Saka, yes. He didn't raise up to the occasion. Victor Gyokeres, yes. When you came on, you didn't do much. You didn't do anything. You don't have any shot. You didn't have any impact in the game. Leandro Trossard was off and on in the game. Martin Odegaard was totally off. He got some great passes at the beginning of the game, but he went missing. Declan Rice was just the only player that in the midfield that kind of impressed me. Merino came on, and then the second goal, the third goal Kuya scored, he was kind of weak there in that position. Our midfield today was open, unlike us. I don't have much to say on the defense line. They tried their best. Yes, all the goal Manchester United score was not a mistake from them, but was a mistake from our midfield. This is not acceptable as a fan. What will I do? We take it and we move on. Now let's talk about the away team in Manchester United. Manchester United, they came into the game with a game plan, and I could see that from the beginning of the game. Sat back, hit on a counter, play on the transition football, and it worked. Brian Mbeumo running in between the lines between William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. That was a good game for them. In the likes of experienced players like Harry Maguire, Lisandro Martinez, and Luke Shaw with Dalot at the back, they were composed in possession. There was not giving away the ball even when Arsenal was kind of pressing them. That was quite impressive for Manchester United. And of course, I cannot just leave this play without saying calling the players like Kobe Mino. It was excellent today, same as Casemiro and of course Bruno Fernandes in the midfield. And Doku again coming sometimes batting to the midfield, making us overload. It was really helpful for Manchester United transition, and of course they making some quick substitution like bringing in Kuya for Brian Mbeumo, but he was not quite happy after he was taken off, because he was thinking that he would have more say on the game too, because he was actually into the game, but I don't know why they took him off. But the player they brought in was Kuya, and he also scored the winner for them. So yeah, Ahmad was in the game, giving Pyro Hikapi some tough time too, but he was not that really effective into the game. Zesko came in and then he didn't really do much. Same as Gyökeres. The two strikers, they didn't do much in the game. But my message I want to send out there is that take Manchester United serious. In my preview, I told you Arsenal, everything favors Arsenal on paper, but this is a big game. You treat it as a big game. But I guess we move on as an Arsenal fan, but we are still going to win the league. Quote me, we are going to win the league. So do not give up, or nobody should question Mikel Arteta. Now him, see Alpha, first. Look me, now him, Mikel Arteta is going to win the league. Whether the opposition, they like it or not, we are winning the league. Arsenal for life. Come on, you the Gunners. Our next game is going to be against this unknown government, like that, coming to the Emirates Stadium. That game should be for them. Eberechi Eze, you guys can see why Matthias Odegaard, even if he's not on top form, is still starting ahead of him. No chance creation from Eberechi Eze. No short action from Eberechi Eze. You guys can all see this. So stop complaining if he's always on the bench. Madueke came in and he was on fire, but we are still asking the guy to be productive. His end product is not good enough. There was a time he was driving the ball on the flank, and then he keeps on taking the ball to go kick. I'm so pissed with this performance. This is not acceptable for us now. I can't take this anymore. I'm out. See you in the next.